Hello and welcome to Pitch Perfect Baseball, where today I will be talking about what I think is going to happen with the CBA that will expire at the end of next season. It is definitely a heated topic as a lot of the owners are trying to get a salary cap implemented and the players are vehemently against a salary cap. The MLBPA, or the Major League Baseball Players Association, has definitely had a stance where they do not want anything to do with the salary cap. It does not seem like they're willing to move an inch. Obviously, yesterday you had the story where Bryce Harper was seen telling Rob Manfred to get the F out of the Phillies clubhouse when he brought up the salary cap in a meeting with the Phillies players in Philadelphia. Another thing said by Harper in that meeting was, we are going to be willing to lose a 162, which means the Phillies, and I'm assuming other players as well, would be okay if they lost 162 games in a lockout. Obviously, there's a ton of repercussions, and it would hurt the league and the fans, as well as its players and managers, but I don't think it would hurt Rob Manfred or the owners as much as it would hurt the players and the fans. I'm against the salary cap just because, as a Mets fan, I think teams should be allowed to spend all they want and try and go out and win. I don't like when teams just sit back and let players walk when they get good, or let players just go to other teams. Every team should be trying to bid on players. You have teams like the Mets, who spent almost $1 billion in the offseason against teams in the Marlins who made only a couple of signings. And I think it's a big deal that teams are able to spend what they want. It's the only major for American sport where teams are allowed to spend with very little to no repercussions at all. There is a salary tax, but the teams that are paying their players, like the Mets, Dodgers, Yankees, and Red Sox, they all have very much rich owners that are willing to spend that money if it means they could win a championship. And it is shown because all four of those teams have played pretty well this season. Although the Red Sox have had to deal with injuries, the Mets pitching hasn't looked as good this recently. But it is what it is for those teams. The Yankees have looked good. They're in second place right now. The Red Sox are in third place. The Mets are in first place. The Dodgers are in first place. The Phillies, who have spent a lot, they're only a game and a half behind New York. So teams that spend a lot are doing well. You compare it to teams who don't spend a lot, like the White Sox, Marlins, Pirates, and Rockies, who are all currently in last place, second to last place, or third to last place. The Nationals don't spend a lot. They're not doing very well. So for teams that don't spend a lot, the question is, are they willing to spend at any point? Because at this point, it's not looking good for their franchise. I mean, for the Marlins, they don't sell very much. I mean, it's looking like they could move somewhere. Either Portland or Nashville look like they're on the table. But it would be an interesting move for them. The Rockies are obviously one of the worst teams of all time. They're playing in a good division, but overall, not to mention they just sold Ryan McMahon away. Other than that, not a lot of talent on that team. For the Pirates, they just have Paul Skeens. Other than that, not really all that good. They've run into issues with selling and attendance as well. Not as much as the Marlins or Rockies. And the White Sox, they have not spent. They were the worst team since 1962 last year. They weren't willing to spend. They were just... Those few teams have been dreadful, and it has been really, really hard for any of those teams to win baseball games when you're playing a team that spent $700 million on a player, whether that's the Mets or Dodgers. But none of the contracts with the Red Sox or Yankees are cheap as well. But what you see with the Mets, Yankees, Dodgers, and Red Sox is three of those teams have a very good history of winning, especially recently for the Red Sox and Dodgers. But we'll see how it all shakes out. The question is, will the Mets, Dodgers, and Red Sox, and as well as the Yankees, be able to outpace the teams that aren't spending, even with a salary cap, if it does get put into effect? Thank you for watching. That's my take. If you would have any opinions on it, please leave them in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Signing off.